Hey folks, it's Fernando doing another video for More Survivalists, and this time I'd like to talk about the shooting in Charleston, South Carolina. And in case you haven't heard about it, this 21-year-old Dylan Storm Roof, he actually looks a little bit like, blonde kid, looks like Macaulay Culkin, the kid from Home Alone. Now, he's not a kid anymore. He's 21 years old, so the responsibility of this, to a great degree, 21 years old and going on a rampant mass shooting. Well, he basically walked into a church, mostly a black community church. He walked into this church, waited for about an hour listening to a sermon, and opened fire, killing 9 people. And he did that, and he expressly said that he was shooting them because they were black. He said that they were taking over his country. All right, so a racist rant followed by a mass shooting. And of course, what we have right now in the media is gun control, blaming it on the guns yet again. It's I mean, the kid, I keep calling him a kid because he just looks like one, but he's not a kid anymore. He's 21 years old. He's a full-grown adult. Now, this person states clearly that he shot people because they were black. So he did that based on a hateful, racist mentality, not because of the evil gun that brainwashed him by some magical power and caused him to go into a rampant mass shooting. He did that because he's a racist, hateful person. Could he have used many other ways of carrying along his evil plans? Absolutely. I mean, maybe even in more efficient ways than using a handgun. Now, of course, the focus of attention is that for his 21-year birthday, his father gave this person a .45 pistol, and that is the focus of attention. That seems to be the thing to blame. Now, in previous videos, we talked about the things that you can do so as to, or some of the reactions, some of the things you should be doing during a mass shooting, like ducking, taking cover, evacuating the premises as fast as possible. This time, I'd like to talk about why is it that these things happen, and why is it that we always have these mass shootings, and they happen in the United States, they happen in other places as well, but seems to happen in the U.S. More often. And the problem is not exclusive to the United States. It's not exclusive to America. It happens everywhere around the world today. And it's the same problem time and again. Each one of these mass shootings, you look at it, and it's an individual that comes from a broken, catastrophic, messed up home. It's always that. It's not the gun. It's not the TV. It's not video games. It's not Grand Theft Auto, which is a fantastic video game, by the way. It is the family. These kids do not have a family support, and if they do, they have crap like this, a hateful, racist parent that only teaches their children to hate others because they have a different skin color, because they have a different religion. And unfortunately, in our community, in the survival prepper community, you see a little bit of that. Actually, you sometimes see a lot of it as well. That subtle racism in some cases. And I've addressed this before many times, had arguments, never-ending arguments in the forums about how this hate towards people, immigrants, hating on the illegal immigrants all the time. These are people, Maybe you're lucky enough that you've never been an immigrant. Some of us have been, and we're not bad people because we're immigrants. But this media, many times, this media promoted hatred towards different folks, different people, it ends up in this. And it's the media as well, many times, that makes fun of family and promotes the destruction of family. Joking about the stereotypical family of the father and the mother and the kids, as if that wasn't even real anymore, as if that was a fantasy of some kind. I come from such a family, and I have a family like that myself. I have it's me, my wife, and my 2 kids. That is a family, and we spend time with them. How about that? How about, instead of talking so much about gun control, talking about how much time you're spending with your kids? How about talking about how these mass shooters had access to firearms, which again, there's so many ways of killing numerous people if that's the thing that you're dedicating yourself to doing. How about instead of talking about that, we talk about how much time the parents of these mass shooters spend with them? You will always find the same thing. None. Very little or nothing at all. Maybe when the kid was already messed up, they try to fix something, and usually that fixing something involves lots of drugs, lots of pills, drugs. This person, this Storm Roof Dylan guy, a drug addict. A drug addict, racist, with a gun. What could you possibly expect from that? So it's not the gun. It's what's happening behind the closed doors in each house. So maybe instead of just walking to his son and giving him a .45 pistol for his 21st birthday, maybe he should have spent a little bit more time with him. And maybe that time, instead of promoting hatred towards black people, could have been dedicated in something a little bit more constructive than that, And if, and thinking about ourselves, if we like guns, I like guns, probably you do like guns as well. Guns are not the solution for bad parenting. You do not walk to your 21-year-old kid, messed up, drug addict, and say, here you go, son. You have a .45, now you're a man. It doesn't work that way. Probably it will end up like something like this. Maybe if you like guns, you take your kid shooting when he's 10, 12. Going to the range, spending some quality time. Maybe you do other things besides shooting as well. It's not always about everything about shooting guns. Is it a fun activity? Yeah, absolutely, and I do love it. And I think that it's a great way of spending some quality time with your kids, teaching them responsibility, But it's so very much clear that the problem, the elephant in the room that no politician wants to bother addressing, is the family values that have been completely lost. The idea of having a mother and a father under the same roof and having them building this individual that will become an adult one day takes responsibility, takes time. Not everyone wants to do that. We're so used to this screwed up, fucked up society where you do whatever it is that you want all the time. No responsibility whatsoever. You want to have kids because you think they're cute as babies, you have them. And then when they start growing up, but now I'm bored. Now I want to have fun with my friends. I want to be going out, getting drunk, getting wasted. So let someone else take care of them. No, you have to stay there. You have to stay in your house. You have to stay there spending time with your family, dedicating time to your kids. Sometimes it's great fun. Sometimes it's hard work because being a real parent is not always it's not always playing. It's not always a joke. It takes responsibility. Sometimes it's not easy. But we have that society today. That society where whatever crap you want to come up with, whatever thing you desire, you should be getting because you deserve it. No responsibility whatsoever for your actions, and anything that involves sacrifice, people avoid or find other excuses, and you always will have a politician that will, that will help you out regarding blaming someone else or blaming something else. In this case, a gun. Rather than taking responsibility and saying, you know what, you screwed up. You brought up a racist lunatic. You did that, or you brought up a kid that doesn't know how to function in a society, because you never taught him how to do that, because you never spent time with him yourself. So you are the one that's responsible for that. Not the gun, not video games. It's just you. Guys, just a few things to keep in mind. And, if you're going to be having kids, be a responsible parent. It's not about just having them and letting them just run loose. It never ends up well. Guys, that's going to be all for now. Take care. Have a great day. And as always, see you on our next video.